What's going on, guys? This is Chaos here with learning to edit number 6, and I'm not sure what this is called. It's just like a cool effect that you can do on certain parts. You can't do it everywhere, but you have to do it on a spot where I should be showing a preview like right now. I did it in Faith Cam's part 1. You have to do it in a spot where there's there's the normal beat, and then there's a beat, and then it kind of fades out, and then there's the beat that it hits. So you should have seen it right now. So yeah, let's get into it. So all I've done is I've done the clip, synced it up to the beat, added a gunshot, and then gotten my beats that I need for this effect. You need the last beat before the fade, and then the beat that you hit the shot on right after the fade. I'm using the same song as I did in Faith Camps just because I know there is the beat like this, but there are many beats like this in other songs. Just didn't want to find one. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do on the last beat before the fade, you're going to want to keyframe the scale, and you can get to scale by either pressing S, or you can just go to transform and it should be there. But S just brings up scale. And then you're going to want to go to the beat that the shot hits and go 4 frames before by control left arrow, 1 2 3 4 frames, and then you're going to want to unlink this, bring the second value down to 20, and then go back to the beat and make this 100 again, then link it, then make it like 120, just so that it kind of like, I don't know, it gets bigger than it normally is. And then go to the end and go 100. It'll be the end of your clip, not like right before your transition to the next clip that you put the 100. Okay, that's the first part. I'll ease those and whatnot later on in Graph Editor. I'll show you guys how to do that. But now let's move on to the next thing. The next thing you need is wave warp. Throw that on here, and you're going to want to make the direction 0, so it's going sideways. And I forgot, you're going to need an adjustment layer. Control Alt Y for the adjustment layer. Add transform to it. This should be on your screen pumps, so you shouldn't have to worry about this, but you're going to want it up like to 103-ish so that you can't see those little things that you could see before, the ends of the wave warp. Okay, so now you go back to your wave warp and make the width 40-ish, and the height is going to be 0 on, go 0 at the first keyframe, go to the last keyframe before, or like the four frames before the beat, or for the shot, and make the height up to 50. It'll give you that cool effect. And again, you shouldn't, you'll normally not see these as long as you have your scale bigger than it should be. So I'm just going to have it at 110 for tutorial purposes, and it should end up looking fine. And then so you have it, you press U to bring up all your keyframes, and then go to the shot and make sure the shot is at 0 wave warp. And then next part is we're going to add exposure. And then throw that on there. And for this one, I'm going to show you guys how to use exposure a little bit better. A lot of people use it wrong. All they do is just increase light. And you can do that, but I have a better way to do that, and I'll show you that in a second. So bring this down to 0, keyframe the exposure and the gamma correction, and then go to that last beat before and bring the exposure down to like negative 1.5 and the gamma correction to about 0.4, and then you're gonna go up to this, to the shot, and you're gonna make it 2. No, not 2. Go to 1.5. We'll see how that looks, and then make this about 0.6. And then you just get like a little bit better flash than you normally would. Does it just like disappear? It does. Go U to bring up all keyframes. Maybe that just like, I don't know, it's still there. And then go to the last thing again and make this 0 and 1 again. But just as like a small tip in this, if you're ever going to use exposure to make it brighter, try and do that gamma correction to about 0.6 and the exposure to, well, whatever you want the exposure to be. But gamma correction, make sure to change that. It makes it the flash look a bit better. Okay, so that is about it. You can also do a little bit of rotation if you want. This is just up to you guys. Just R for rotation. And I'm gonna bring up the rest of the keyframes by pressing U. Then you can maybe move it like 10 degrees so that it does that. But if you do that, you gotta make sure you're, no, that 10 degrees is too much, maybe 6. And then if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna also have to change your scale up a bit, or the transform in your adjustment layer. So you'd have to bring this up to like 115 here, and then back down or whatever. Oh wait. And this will, like, all this adjustment layer part, if you're doing this in an episode, this shouldn't be a problem. I'm just doing it so that it doesn't look bad in this, but as long as you're doing screen pumps and whatnot with a bigger thing, with a bigger scale than it normally should be, then it should be fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the easy ease part, which makes it look better. Well, first let me RAM preview this to show you guys what it looks like now, and then I'll show you how much better it looks when you easy ease it and change the graph editor and whatnot. So let us easy ease. Keyframe assistant, easy ease. You just right click on it or press F9, and then we're gonna do one at a time, just so that we can make it as good as it can look. And I don't remember how exactly I did it. I think I did it like this. Yeah. Let's see how this looks. So you do this. This is because it's going into negatives. Gamma correction, do the same thing. Whoopsie. And then scale. This one should make it look a lot better. And you scale it. Oh great. Is it not gonna let me? Maybe it. This is weird. I didn't have to do this in the last time I did it. Well, I guess we'll just leave the scale like that. And then go to the rotation and bring this down. Yes. And then also try and get this to do that sort of thing. So that it like goes really, like it kind of like stays down for a second. Like it goes fast to that, stays down longer than, and then it goes up really fast. And again, I don't know what's wrong with the scale. Alright, now let's do another RAM preview and see how this looks. Like, it just looks way smoother that way. So yeah, that's pretty much the tutorial I was gonna do for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. There's also another version, another way I did this in my Faith Cams Part 1. If you remember, leave a comment. And then, I don't know, you're special, I guess. And if you guys want that other way too, I will make another tutorial on that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.